from the fees paid by users of the water system. Again, 2/3 ballot vote required. These are the minutes that were taken. Discussion. General questions were asked about how much the project cost, $860,000, and where funds were coming from. $375,000 from grants, $485,000 from bond. Other questions were asked as to how and when rates will change. Commissioner DeRocha explained that after meters were installed, it would take at least 6 months to gather usage data before they'd be able to determine what the new usage rates would be. There were, a vote was taken. There were 31 yes. 21 yes and 3 no. So they got the 2/3. Motion carried.
Contrary to the explanation you just heard, this is a certified indebtedness notice from the town. This certifies that $249,352.59 was the town's certified indebtedness on this project. The last line is how much the town's indebtedness would be after this was paid off. That says 0. That says 0. So what was the waterworks paying for the last 17 years? Okay? Here is the town posting for August 5th. Pursuant to RSA 33(8), a Hill Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing August 5th, 7 p.m. in the Hill Selectmen's office at 30 Crescent Street regarding the issuance of a $485 general obligation bond. The purpose of the general obligation bond is to take the place of the revenue bond that were authorized under Article 4. Under Article 4. They're still referring to the 2007 warrant article. So if they didn't need another warrant article and a special town meeting, why did they hold it?
Because revenue bonds, general obligation bonds actually mean that the town is legally responsible to pay the loan. They are not forgivable. That's why we had to do that.
That's exactly my point. Exactly. The legal obligation to pay the loan is the town's. All this time that the town has been saying that the waterworks would default on this loan, the waterworks is not going to default on anything. If there was any default, the default would be the town's default on the general obligation bond.
RSA 33:8, Town District Bond Notes. All bonds or notes authorized in accordance with this chapter shall be signed by the governing board or a majority of the governing board, countersigned by the treasurer of the municipality, and shall have the corporate seal, if any, affixed to it. The water commissioners cannot sign a bond. Only the selectmen can. The water commissioners are appointed under the selectmen. You have no authority to enter into a bond like this.
So for 2 years, on behalf of the customers of the water department, the water commission has been asking the selectmen to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the water commission for us to be able to get the equalization for what the bond is being paid. Okay? How much is left? What the total is? What is the town's responsibility? What is the waterworks' responsibility? And then we want an intergovernmental agreement for being able to insure the pump house that we just put $40,000 into. This is 2 years now. I brought this up 6 weeks ago at a selectmen's meeting, and this is still getting kicked down the road. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to address it. Let's just let this go. Month after month after month. Let's let this go. We're not going to address this. 2 years now we've been talking about this. So here we are, talking about this.
correct me if I'm wrong, but we are a town. We pay a school for a school. And I haven't had kids in the school for 30 years. Why is the water department different? It's part of the town. Right now, I'm paying, and I only use about 300 gallons a month. And I'm paying more for my water than I am for my light bill. And the water department can only collect so much money a month. And the expenses, because it's a time bomb, no matter what you look at in the water department, it's a time bomb. Why aren't we working at this as a collective body? It's saying, it's coming out of the same pocket. Let's work to build this community.
Anybody else? Tom?
When is the next payment due?
Tomorrow.
Does the water commission intend on funding that payment for tomorrow? So you three as water commissioners are comfortable watching the town sink without doing the job that you've been assigned to do?
Oh, I don't think the town's gonna sink, Tom. $96 million is the current valuation of the town. But you can't value $10 towards the water department? Come on.
Well, I am the user of the water system.
Yes.
Thank you. I see no reason why I would have to ask people outside the district to pay for my water.
Nobody's asking them to pay for your water.
Well, if the town's gonna pay that bill, you are. The taxpayers are gonna have to fund it in full.
No, currently, the flat rate is set to pay for water usage, but it also includes the $40,000+ every 6 months that pays the loan.
Okay, so in other words, you have the money, you just don't want to pay it. If you have the money, you just don't want
If
to
the
pay it.
water department were to continue to pay the town's loan, when the water system fails,
You get that now, let me know.
you asked a question, I'm answering your question.
That's not the answer to my question. I said, you have the money, you just don't want to pay it.
Okay, so you don't like the answer I'm giving you. The answer is,
I'm looking
right
for a yes or
now,
no, not the usual snowball horse that you throw out.
hey, that's good, Tom, that's good.
Good, I'm glad you appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it as well.
Here's the real answer instead of your answer, okay? And the answer is, currently what the water department has put into funds to put back into the water system is not enough to satisfy renovating the water system in the manner it needs to be. So much has gone into paying this town loan back without any assistance from the town that the water department is now on the verge of collapse. Okay? If the water system goes down, if anything would happen to the pump house other than what we just experienced over there, if the water system goes down, you guys are out of water with no other choice. That's it. This loan is the end-all be-all if the water system continues to pay this loan on behalf of the town. And quite frankly, an illegal warrant article, I believe, okay? That half of the room can't vote that half of the room has to pay for a warrant article, okay? That's the illegal times. Nevertheless,
That's why everybody approved it, right?
oh,
Oh, sorry. Sorry. So my question is you mentioned legal, why neither one of you have an attorney here to address whether it is legal or not legal? Just saying.
Are you a lawyer, Charlie?
all right. I do my research. Yeah.
You don't have to.
Maybe the town should have their representation here. That was what was said at the meeting that either of you attended. Sean said, well, I guess we need to ask our lawyer. So where is the town's lawyer?
Water
Commission is part of the town of Hill. Am I correct?
In one aspect, yes, in another aspect, no.
What was the question?
Warrant article that had asked for
Asked the water commission.
the original bond and then the other loan was to support the water commission. Because the water commission cannot get their own money if they can't take and get it from the people. Am I correct?
That's his claim, that's not my assertion.
That, this is what I'm getting out of this meeting, okay?
No.
It seems to me that the water commission over the years, probably before you were involved, Charlie, okay, did not do their job properly. Okay? So now, you're putting the brakes on, saying, we ain't gonna pay. You're in the wrong. The town is paying that because of the water commission. The water commission doesn't want to take and support the town, then I'm sorry. You're failing the town. Okay? And this meeting should never have been called on a Facebook website where not everybody is invited to it, because this is something everybody in town should be aware of, and an email should have gone out through the town, not through this Agora website on Facebook.
There are postings in 3 different locations in
I
the
didn't
town.
get not,
The town didn't put out anything.
why?
Ask
They're
them.
part of the
They're
town.
right there. Ask them. The town didn't put out anything to notify anybody about this meeting. The water department posted the public posting in 3 different